ladies and gentlemen. This is Pastor Rosemary coming to you from ANSARA Angels Ave. Wanted to say yes. We voted. Yes. I'm Christian and I vote. Okay. Now this week, the angel that we're going to deal with, it's not really one angel, it's 7 angels. There's 7 Kibiri Phoenician angels that created the world. And if you want to get information on them, Collectanea Hermetica. This book kind of, it'll blow your mind. It's something that's very deep, full of Chaldean and you know, which kind of, everything started with Phoenician, Canaanite systems. And they've been, you know, brought down through Zoroaster and into, you know, Zoroaster is basically the beginning of a sun god religion, a monotheistic religion, the first monotheistic religion. Christianity and you know, wasn't around then, and Judaism was pagan prior to Zoroaster. And besides, Judaism is based on the moon. So Christianity is close to being a Zoroaster religion. It's a solar religion based on the sun, worship of the sun. Again, what's behind the sun, what's the energy coming through the sun. The sun is a converter. That's why you convert people to a new way of being and thinking, because the sun's a converter. It converts energy from a higher source, from a higher dimension, a higher plane of existence. So this has to do with creativity and how one creates. And there are 7 original Kibiri angels who created the world. Now, these angels are they don't want their names mentioned right this moment. Not because of there's anything wrong, but because it's almost like you don't want to unwrap a Christmas present too early, you spoil the surprise. So they want to, one by one, present themselves. Oh, I see. They want to present themselves over a period of probably 7 weeks or something to that effect. And they want understanding. There's a lot in this book regarding understanding. They want a lot of understanding regarding octaves and regarding when one returns and has come full circle and has returned to the first note, the 8th note, which is just an octave higher, right? Very simply. They want the understanding about that. And that gives you the figure 8. And that gives you the quote-unquote magic, or the infinity symbol, or the Mobius strip with which we create reality, where we just go around in circles. Because if you don't just go around in circles, or a Mobius strip, and think and have an optical illusion, then you have nothing to, then nothing can be created. So the tones and the 7 basic colors of the rainbow and the 7 basic notes and all that stuff, we all know that. 7 days of the week, we all know that. But then you go to an 8th step, and that's where you have total control. When you get to the number 9, you have completion. But 9s get cast out due to asymmetry. But again, you know, are we going to have a symmetrical world, or do things need to be a little offset to create reality? So there's sort of a glitch in God's mathematics, where God gets rid of things that are asymmetrical are not perfect to his eyes. He destroys things that are imperfect to his eyes, but ultimately that causes him to destroy himself. Because the Mobius strip of the number 8 that causes complete control, when you get to that point, again, 7 is perfect, 8 gives you room to move around, because it says, well, maybe that's perfect, maybe 7 is perfect, a perfect number, but you know what? It's just not quite perfect. So maybe this is better, this over here, maybe this thing is better, whatever it may be. And that gives the ability to not destroy oneself, because if you just stay at the perfect number 7, the 7 is perfect, one will destroy oneself. Then we go into 8, where, once again, we give a little bit of a seeking, because, well, maybe this is better. Maybe, we're not sure. We're a little bit of a double mind. Then, and that's the magician, a little bit of a double mind, the magician, the wizard, the sorcerer, the witch, the whatever. They're all W words. W is 23. And 23, as you all know, is half of a person, right? It's half of your genetics. It's what causes things to come together and create something brand new that's never been before. So we're going to deal with the number 23 and the number 5 and the sacrifice that one must make. And one must sacrifice oneself, or what is the most precious to one's self at that point. So these numbers all have, numerology is encoded in the Bible in an amazing fashion. And there's a lot of pastors who go on about various numerology in the Bible, because that has to do with gematria, and that has to do with the fact that certain numbers, like 144, means paradise. Is it paradise, or is it a pair of dice that does God play dice with the universe? Are chances taken? So, there again, you have to offset something, a pair of dice. You have to offset something just a little bit. 144 equals 9. We cast it out. It's just not perfect. Then we get to the number 10, where we all have 10 fingers and 10 toes, or, thereabouts. And, this thing, where you begin again. And now you have a binary system of 1 and 0 that you can create an entire computer system with. So every number has its specific meaning, as you know. But there's something with the Phoenician angels, the Kibiri angels want to say, is that they have, it's not new, but this is what they're going to be releasing to you in their in the subsequent their 7 subsequent. This is going to be a series on the Kibiri angels. So this is the first one. There'll be 7 more to follow that I know of, and so far that I know of, and so stay tuned. And they will impart to you something more pristine than just simple mathematics, because there's something more pristine they want to add to the mix, which will make it make more sense what they're doing, because there's a new world being formed. The old world is being done away with, and a new world is being formed. And if one simply allows the reformation or conversion, or reformation, saying it's not conversion at the moment, it's reformation. Okay, well, that makes sense, I suppose, on this issue. if one just allows the reformation, then of these angels, these Phoenician angels, then one will find that one does very well in the new world that is being formed. It is being formed now. And if you try to hold on to old ways too much and old ideas, it will not, you won't have an easy time. You'll have a more simple time if you allow these changes to occur. These changes are put in place. They're already, divine providence is already, it's like a computer program. It's going to run. And you're either going to get saved or you're going to get deleted. And now we all know what that means more precisely. So allow these angels to do their transformative work on you, these Phoenician angels. People have had some questions saying they don't understand our referral policies and that they don't understand. But what they haven't done, some of the people who have begun to write in, they haven't established rapport. So, because they haven't established rapport, we're not able to read their emails online. They just haven't really showed a true interest, but rather more, just they're just not ready. So no judgment, but they need to establish rapport if they want things read on air, because you can't even get placed into the lottery jar. We have some urns, jars, like white and black jars, ceramics, that we utilize for these lottery picks. Because there's a lot of people sending things in, but this week people were very, I don't know, they just didn't establish rapport. Because one of the prerequisites for getting it read on air, getting your question answered on air, is that you behave in a respectful and appropriate manner. And then things open up. So that's, where we're at with that. So this week, nobody really, I think people were a little bit nervous this week. Maybe it's all the election excitement and all of that. And it's been the holidays, and we've had, Halloween and all that. Now we're, going to Thanksgiving. So we've had, people a little overexcited. So everybody needs to calm down and act more normal. But in reality, they were just, gearing up for the season, I suppose. So that's the message that these Kibiri angels have for you. Something more specific they want. Let me tune into what they're trying to say. Okay. They're trying to say that there's a numerical system based on squares with dots in the middle. Probably very well known to some people, foreign to others. So right now there's different cultures introducing their intelligence into the grand collective. And whatever is most intelligent will win, is what they're saying. They're saying that anything that's not going to utilize, and there are different kinds of intelligence. There's, just like there's different kinds of, the different Christian psychics have different abilities. Some are clairaudient, and they can hear the voices of angels, they can hear singing of angels and that kind of thing. Some are, or hear the voice of Jesus Christ, the Lord Jesus Christ, some can hear that. Or the voice of the Holy Virgin Mary, some can hear our Holy Mothers speaking. Some can hear various saints. That's clairaudience. Clairvoyance is when you can see visions from any of the aforementioned beings, or angels. Clairsentience is when you can feel how these beings feel. You know, you can go into any of the senses, but again, one has to develop another sense that has nothing to do with our five senses. And the issue about what is the difference between, you know, a woman who sets up a Madame Zora stand, as Stuart Wilde once mentioned, and someone who is, I don't know, some kind of, you know, person who is just holier than that. What's the difference? Well, the difference is this. The difference is in the word, for example, often men are tailors and women are seamstresses or a seamstress. And, you know, a man's a wizard, a woman's a witch who does the same thing. It's just if you're a woman, you're called names that have, you know, an ICH, like rich, itch, witch, rich, you know, we're just not going to say it. You know, I think the Wizard of Oz touched on this, did they not? And there's a song that I can't remember it at the moment. I can, but we'll see. But basically, if you're a man, you're you're a wizard or you're a sorcerer. And a sorcerer like Gandalf, everybody loves him. But a sorceress, you know, like Morgana, no one likes her. Everybody likes Merlin, he's okay. He's, you know, or a Native American Indian shaman, he's okay. Or even a Native American female shaman is okay, kind of. But the minute you put an S on the end of it or itch on the end of it, well, then we run into problems. Because they're words of power, and they give you power. But they also, they say, oh, we're giving you your power. Yeah, right. They're giving you your power so they can then hurt you. And they call you this anyway. They understand that. If you're a woman like Ellen G. White, and you're just really there, they're going to call you a witch because you're a woman. There's no way out of it. There's nothing you can do about it. So the best thing you can do is own it. And they're going to call you things and say your things that you've never done to try to turn you into that. Why? Because they want to hurt you. Because they enjoy hurting people. So a lot of women are going through this. It's not our responsibility to protect anybody without being commissioned to do so. We do not do anything to anybody without being commissioned to do so. And if you're not specific about what you would like us to do to help you, and what you'd like us to do, then, you know. Because these books exist. And why are women not allowed in some of the most isolated areas? And not allowed, like, why is a woman not allowed to be a priest in the Catholic Church, for example? You can be a priest in an Anglican church or Episcopalian, I believe. You can be a rabbi, whatever. But why not a Catholic Church? Because if women are allowed into that, then they will do what everybody else does and go by the, I mean, there's all kinds of reasons about pregnancy and that, but that's beside the point. The main point is that if say an intelligent Catholic woman who wants to be a priest is given all of these rights and given all of these abilities, yada yada, and all this knowledge, then they'll conform and won't be able to have any creative ideas. You won't be able to, you know, maybe read books that are thought to be, you know, heretical. But if you're a woman, then you'll go ahead and read things in the quest for knowledge. You'll join orders that will do anything for knowledge. And that is our quest. Love, truth, and knowledge is our quest. Always has been, always will be. Love, truth, and knowledge. I believe that's 777. Okay. So these issues are hard. They're rough. They're very rough, these issues. But one has to understand that in a female body, this is according to Christian Kabbalah, if you're in a female body, and your body is formed in the image of Venus or Aphrodite, then, that's in the Sephirah of Netzach, then the energy of the God of freedom is coming through you, and freedom always wins. If you're in a male body, a martial body, Mars or Aries, God Aries, if you're in a male body, you have the energy, the female pillar of restriction coming through you. So that's the goddess coming through a male body and the God coming through a female body. Logic, that's the Sephirah of Hod, where Mars, Mars resides in, I'm talking about some lower chakras here. We're talking about the chakras that rule over the hips. But Mars actually resides in Gibura. Mercury resides in Hod. The middle pillar is where these things combine and where we have the number 23 combines to make number 46, and we create some. You cannot exist in all light. You cannot exist in all darkness. You must exist in the nexus between the two. So that's about all we can. These are initiations. Everything that's going on in the world is an initiation, a grand initiation for everybody. They're not trying to hurt anybody. They, the higher powers, are not trying to hurt anybody. They're trying to initiate people into the higher mysteries. And these higher mysteries are sublime. And it's worth the discipline. It's very much worth the discipline. So don't feel so bad when all these names are bandied about. It's when we stay calm and use discipline and sublimate our anger, then all is well. So sublimate your anger if you're having anger. Because there's a lot of teasing going on, and a lot of people are doing things without permission to you and your name and your business and your family. They're doing things to you to try to make you look bad. Just don't get angry. It doesn't matter. We're all one. Nobody cares. Okay? Nobody cares. It's happening to everybody. So don't feel so special. Find your proper placement in the grand scheme of things in this moment. That could change in a moment. For in every moment, find your proper placement in God's divine providence. And just because a woman hasn't been able to be a priest, that doesn't mean that she doesn't know how to make holy water and evoke the proper angels into the salt and into the water before the mixing takes place. Okay, this has been another angel transmission, this time from the Kibiri, the 7 Phoenician angels of creation. Thank you for joining us, and join us again next week. Hello everyone, this is Rosemary coming to you from ANSARA Angels. If you would like to get your free mini angel answer this month by phone, just call the number up here on the screen, or you can go to our website at readingsbyrosemary.com and you can get emails as well, details and emails.